Colossal Dance and Singing Group putting on a rather special pre-race show here in Mandalika. I'm sure enjoying it down on the grid. Simon Crafer and Gas Tech 3 boss Nico Goyon with Pedro Acosta on the front row of the grid for just the third time in his impressive rookie season.
Yeah, a hugely impressive rookie season for Pedro, and he's always squeezing the maximum out of what he's got. Yesterday, it felt like he didn't have the pace to go with the very front. I don't know what happened exactly, but how are you feeling about this longer race with no doubt the medium rear tyre?
Yeah, well, it's true. We know in these conditions, especially in the sprint, we lack a bit of speed. To be fair, he had a good start, but it looks like the Ducati, they have something extra by using a soft tire in this condition. Out of one lap, we are still able to do like we did in quali, but out of the full sprint, we don't know how to use the full extra grip from the soft tire. It's an issue. We know this almost from the beginning of the season. We're trying to work out of it, but this is reality. We are one step down in this condition.
24, what a season has been for the Borgo Panigale brand. Briefly looked up from my notes there and saw Marco Bezzecchi with the cool towel wrapped around his head. Spitting image, wasn't he, there in that moment? Of the boss, Valentino Rossi, the 9 times world champion, who I'm sure will be tuning in, watching back at home in Europe to see if Marco Bezzecchi can give the team the lead present he so desperately wants. Of course, it was in Emilia-Romagna last weekend where Marco came to the pre-event press conference and said he's got one wish, one box left to tick, and that's just before he leaves to go to the factory Aprilia team next season, at least one more podium he'd love to give to VR46 Racing. Now then, Jorge Martin in recovery mode, in comeback mode after his spill in the sprint yesterday. He's had great speed, great pace all weekend, a big threat for the victory here in Mandalika. Let's get the thoughts from the boss, Gino Borsoy.
Gino, Jorge Martin has been awesome all weekend. Absolutely incredible speed. Shame about yesterday, but what about today?
Well, today, for what we know and what we check from the data, I think we have a bit more advantage compared to the other with the hard and medium rear, because his pace was incredible, and the feeling with the bike, as Jorge said, it's good. We didn't touch the bike all the weekend, so when it's like this, means that everything working appropriately way. So let's see, the wind is so strong today, especially the corner where he had a crash yesterday. Become even more difficult. You have to pay attention at the first corner to understand how strong is the wind, and that's it.
Okay. Is there other concerns for you? For example, tyre durability, rider durability, because at the end of this distance it's got to be hard.
Oh, physically it's a demanding circuit for sure. He's so strong, he trains a lot, so I'm pretty sure physical side he don't suffer a lot. Of course, it will be difficult and tough at the end of the race, but I think he's okay.
Thank you, Gino.
Thank you.
Big day, big race, big 27 laps you feel, isn't it, coming up for Jorge Martin as he looks to block out of his mind the disappointment of the sprint tumble yesterday, going into that 13 lapper. What about 24 hours ago, just under 24 hours ago, I think we all felt it was looking like Martin would certainly stretch out that 24-point lead in the World Championship. As it happened though, as we found out to his cost, it was halved by Pecco Bagnaia, who's just having a little chat with Italian TV. I think a lot of people thinking as well, in these hot and humid conditions, it's very sticky here in this part of Southeast Asia, with tyre management and tyre life going to be such a critical factor. There's a lot of focus, a lot of attention on the rider in the middle of that second row, fifth place, Enea Bastianini, as Jorge Martin also just out of the limelight and out of the sunlight as well. Let's just go down on the grid very quickly to hear from Yamaha boss Maio Meregali with Simon.
Yes, Maio, a lot of people expected more from Fabio yesterday, even Cardozi saying he expected him as a threat. It wasn't possible to come through. What about today? Any difference with this harder medium rear tyre over the longer distance? We hope that we will see a different race. For sure, we don't expect a big difference compared to yesterday. Here we really suffer some lack of power because for Fabio has been impossible to overtake. So first he had to try to block the others. It means changing his way to ride the bike, and accordingly the performance reflect on this. The only place where I could try, and he tried to pass Morbidelli, it cost him almost a crash, and he also lost some position. So then the race basically was done. For today we changed front and rear tire, we move from soft to hard medium. We also try to improve as much as we could the braking, because it's maybe the only way where we can try to block the others overtaking us, and maybe allowed us to be a bit more